The show with a war on economic saboteurs, which is as critical to Nigeria as that of insecurity, as part of their onslaught against crude oil thieves and illegal refineries in Niger Delta. Nigeria Airforce, a jet belonging to the air component of the Operation Delta Safe, destroyed an illegal refinery site near Dariama in Rivers State. According to a statement by the Air Force Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Edward Gabkwet, the criminals came under intense firepower as the illegal site was observed to be active with tanks and reservoirs filled with suspected illegal refined products. Usually, these guys, they've been in existence and they've always been destroying their semi-refineries and everything. How best can we cope the menace of this, the nefarious activities?
Yes, I think if you look at where we were about a year ago and where we are today, definitely we are recording successes in terms of our oil output, in terms of denying these economic saboteurs the free rein that they used to have. Because before now, they operated with reckless abandon, believing that they could steal crude oil without restraint. But now, things have changed. Even our oil output has gone up when compared to where we were about a year ago. The oil output has gone up, so we will be able to make more money than we were making some years ago. So, under the canopy of Operation Delta Safe, the Nigerian Airforce is assisting surface troops to deal decisively with these elements. And everywhere the Air Force has credible intelligence that there's an active illegal refinery, they go there and drop their bombs. If the refinery is not active, it means it will be a waste of time, wasting expensive munition on them. So once it is confirmed that the refinery, the illegal refinery is active, they will move in, and that's what they've been doing across the Niger Delta. You know, the goal is to get these guys to go and do something else. You can't be stealing from the rest of us and believe that you are doing something that makes sense. No. Once they are, in the past, if you destroy a refinery, they will move to somewhere else. They will relocate from that area. But right now, the Air Force is going after them every part of the Niger Delta, every part of the oil-bearing communities of Nigeria. I'm confident that our oil output will begin to grow, especially when you consider the fact that we are also using other measures to identify pipelines through which illegal theft of our oil is being carried out, and vessels that are used to siphon our oil and take our oil to Europe and America are also being identified and destroyed, as we saw 2 weeks ago. So we are making progress in that area. But you know, it's going to take a while before we can say we put these guys out of business. Because of it's any business that has high profit margin. People would rather die than give it up.
Again, looking at the trend is not something that you can just say there will be a kind of conspiracy from the military to the NNPC to the guys that are culpable for these things. They are not just ordinary guys. They have sponsors, they have financiers. So that means a government must have the political will to deal with them decisively.
Exactly. The stories we've had in the past that there have been some kind of connivance between security agencies, people like the NNPC, local leaders, and the rest of them within the Niger Delta. for you to effectively put this in place, because putting up a refinery, no matter how small it is not a day job. It takes time. You move in equipment. If you're moving in equipment, either you're moving through the sea or through the road, people will definitely see you. And most of these things are also localized. So the new approach by the Nigerian Airforce is a welcome development to me and for me. But I also have my challenges here and some of the issues that I look at. One, first and foremost, how come that some of these young, in as much as you can look at this as modular refineries, but the fact is that they refine and there is petrol, which they sell. How come they could do this and we as a nation, as a government, cannot be able to, you understand what I mean, put up our own refinery and make our own run? These are young people that are being creative criminally, I would say. But they can put up to this, and most of these things, if you go to some of these local areas and see those boys, most of these petrol stations, that is where they get, in the rural area, that is where they get the petroleum products that they sell. So if they are able to do this and refine this, how come that the government, our own government, in as much as we say that, oh, government has no business in business, but it's a fact that our own refineries, the one in Warri, the one in Kaduna, the one in Port Harcourt, the two in Port Harcourt, none is functioning, then that's something is wrong. The second one for me is that, yes, it is good to destroy, it is good to bomb, but there is also an environmental situation on this. Yeah. Because when you bomb, then you're going to have pollution. And we have been talking time and time again that part of the problem we've had in this area is, one, apart from the pollution, is also the pollution of the environment. You understand? So if you destroy those refineries, whatever they are called, you see some of these things seeping into the waters, destroying the ground to pollute the area. So what do we do to be able to manage this? I know that the contract was signed. Let's look at what is happening in Ogoni. I know that the contract was signed some months back for the cleanup of Ogoni. Billions and billions of naira were released. But till now, nobody can tell us effectively whether that cleanup has, you understand, has really occurred. So why we are going ahead to destroy in order to dissuade these perpetrators of this evil, let us also look at the challenges that comes with it. And that is the part that is more important as well.
With bated breath, Nigerians await the verdicts of the